Hello YouTubers, Jim from Ohio here, and I had a package come in the mail yesterday, and I'm getting ready to set it up and see if it can help out a situation we have. This right here is what's known as a sparrow trap, and we purchased it, as you can see, from sparrowtraps.net. And the reason that we picked up this device is we've got a problem going on in a couple places in our yard. I'm here in the sunroom today because it's a little bit windy outside, and I didn't think this video would have very good sound with the amount of wind. But if you can see across the way here, we have a purple martin house. And purple martins are excellent birds to have near your garden because they do catch a lot of bugs. And you can see we've got a pond in the background. That's actually some of the neighbors own that. But purple martins like to be in a place that has garden space because there are usually a lot of bugs that they can catch, and they like to have water nearby. So that's a great place for a martin house. On the other side of our yard, you can see in that direction there we have a bluebird box, and actually that is a bluebird that's sitting on the hoop for our raised bed garden. We've had a mating pair of bluebirds for about the last 4 or 5 years, and they usually raise several sets of eggs. Usually they lay 4 or 5 eggs at a time and hatch those out. And we do have another blue box over here, and that box isn't in use by anyone yet. But we've always had a real problem, especially with the martin house, with sparrows getting in. And the English sparrows, or the house sparrows, are terrible for running the good birds off. Those birds that you want to have around, the songbirds, or the birds that catch all the bugs. But the sparrows actually have a stronger beak, and even though the purple martins are larger birds than the sparrows can go in and kill the purple martins as well as the bluebirds. Last year and the year before last, we've had sparrows that would go into the bluebird box and they poke holes in the eggs, or they'll actually kill the mom bird that's sitting on the eggs waiting for them to hatch out, or they've been known to go into the boxes and kill the baby birds that are in the nest before they have a chance to fly away. But to get rid of the sparrow nest in the purple martin box, several times a year you actually have to take the houses down and check to see what kind of nest is in it, and if it's a sparrow nest or sparrow eggs are in there, you want to get rid of that right away. But usually the male sparrow will come back. And last week when we took the purple martin house down, we found 2 of the boxes had a mating pair of purple martins that were dead in the nest. Both the male and female in 2 different boxes were killed by the sparrows. I usually sit out with my pellet gun and try to take the sparrows out of existence, but over the years that we've used this particular purple martin house, I've gotten a lot of holes from missing the birds and hitting the house with pellets. So I'm not wanting to do that anymore, so we decided to go another route, and that's where this sparrow trap comes in. There are some plans for building boxes like this online, but just to save the time and hassle and trial and error of everything, you have to have the weight of the trap set just right, or it doesn't work right. So I figured I would go ahead and just purchase one and have one that worked right off the bat. And the way that this trap works is on this end you put some bait seed right here and some more seed on this side right here, and what happens, the sparrows land here and they have to jump across to go over to the area where the seed is, and when they do so, when they hit this lever right here, it gives them a ride down the trap where there's a hole at the bottom, and because the weight of their body holds the trap down, the only way that they can get out of this little trapping mechanism area is to enter that hole. And once they enter that hole, they're inside of this holding area. It's just a cage that holds them in place. And of course you want to monitor this on a daily basis to make sure that you don't have any good birds in there. If you do have any good birds, what you can do is there's a little door right here. You open the trap up and just reach your arm in, grab the bird, and if it's a native bird or one of those birds that you don't want to get rid of, you go ahead and release it back into the wild. But if it is one of those English sparrows or house sparrows, the ones that really don't do any good around your yard, you dispatch that bird one of several different methods. But we are going to go ahead and put this out in the yard and see how well it works. The nice thing about a trap like this is it does catch the birds live. And it auto resets so that there's a counterweight on this end, so after the bird rides the trap down and enters that hole and his body weight leaves this, it automatically comes back into position and it's ready to go, reset instantly so that it's available to catch more birds. So they recommend using either cheap white millet seed, but some of the people online said the best bait is to use either just bread or popcorn, that a lot of the good birds don't usually go after that. But you don't want to use any kind of seed like sunflower seed, something that a cardinal made, or finches or anything like that. You want to try to avoid to keep catching those from the start. So we're going to go ahead and set this up. And now one thing that I'm not sure about with this cage, it looks like it is very well made, and I think this costs about $65 plus a few dollars shipping and handling. But one thing I'm not sure about is the type of wood here. It does look like it is just pine wood. And while it is well made, I just don't know how well the pine would do being exposed out to the elements and the rain 24/7. They do recommend that you leave it out all the time and that you check it daily so you can get rid of the any birds you have trapped. They do recommend you leave one bird in the trap after you've caught it, and that acts as kind of a decoy bird. They do sell actually sparrow decoys you can put in this to start out with, so that if you don't want to keep a live bird in there all the time. But we are going to go ahead and set it up. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to put it inside of my chicken coop. We don't have chickens right now, so the coop isn't being used. I'll just prop open the door for the chicken coop. We'll set it in there. And that way it'll have a little bit of protection, maybe not get rained on so bad. But that's the plan. I'll go ahead and we'll get it set up, get it baited, and then we'll see what happens, see if we can catch some birds. Well, here we are about 24 hours after setting up the sparrow trap. And I did sprinkle some popcorn and bread on the ground around the chicken coop to kind of draw the birds in. And let's go check and see how things went with the trap. I see some movement in there. Definitely did its job. Let me see. I count five birds in the trap. Does look like all of those appear to be females, and I don't think I'm seeing any native birds. How about that one? Is that one? That one that right there, is that a native sparrow?
You have to turn it off afterwards.
Okay, we'll have to take a look at them a little bit closer because we definitely want to let any native birds go. So we'll do that, but there's no doubt that this trap works. Once again, I got this at sparrowtraps.net. I'm not an affiliate. I just thought I'd do a video about the problem we were having and how we were resolving it. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to our channel. I'm Jim. This is Jenny. And we're going to take care of some birds now. Take care. Have a good one.